Welcome back to the Brandon K Show. Yes, I am your host as always, Brandon K, and this is a real show. And today I'm here with an awesome guest, awesome musician friend of mine, Francisco.
What's up, man? Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
I've been having a lot of fun just hanging with you today and practicing some music, talking to you about all your different music you've done over the years.
Yeah, man. It's been great to answer those questions, dive into my past. It's funny, it's like I don't really tend to think of, these things in a certain way until you frame it in a question, and you ask me, I'm like, oh, I guess I never thought of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of them are simple questions. They're not like really complex questions. I guess I don't think much. I think that's the lesson here.
Yeah, we're playing guitar today. I've seen you play guitar around town, but you did a lot of DJ stuff.
I did.
And I was surprised to hear that. I only learned that since we started talking about what we're going to talk about today. So you were a DJ.
Yeah, I was. I had two different artist names. One where I did like actual gigs and stuff.
We want to hear them. We want to hear them.
You want to hear them? So the first one was Hypnotic. I released one song under Hypnotic, and then the second was Squalor. That's where I got like a few gigs, like nothing big.
That's a pretty cool name.
I thought it was.
They both are.
Freaking I loved Squalor just because it was kind of on the nose because I made dirty, like rhythm and bro steps. So I was like, oh, it's dirty. Squalor, my dirty
like
beats.
Hypnotic had to be like taken, or there's even like an alcohol with like a Q, Hypnotic with a Q.
There is, yeah, no, there is.
But Squalor, really could really be a cool DJ name.
Yeah, I thought so, man. I thought so. It was funny. So I spelled it SQUALR, just Squalor without the O.
Yeah.
To be new age and hip.
Did you?
And I remember like I got this gig for like this desert like rave type event, and they misspelled my name on the lineup, and it was Squirrel. Yeah, it was Squirrel. It was, and then from that moment, I got other gigs with them. And then like when they talked, they're like, "Who are you? You're Squirrel again, right?" And I'm like, "Yep, no, that's me. That's."
Could have rolled with it and got a little squirrel.
Yeah, it's like a squirrel with a PhD. Yeah. Like that's like it's like very
We're a big squirrel head.
Yeah, right. I should just leaned into it. Squirrel. Like I'm Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Even the way it sounds is cringy. You know what I mean? I'm not so like mad that or like I wasn't peeved that they misspelled it. I was like more peeved like thinking about like them like putting it on the lineup and going like. Yeah, Squirrel. That sounds right. Like they looked at me. They're like, no, he's Squirrel. He's Squirrel. Like that's him. That's like what kind of threw me off. Not so much the mistake.
They're like, why would anybody name themselves that? That's
right. Like yeah, right. Like like. But I guess there are I guess names of artists. Especially nowadays, and especially in the DJ scene, or producer scene, however you want to call it. There are names where like I would hear the name at first when they're first coming up, and I'd be like, oh, that's stupid. That's stupid. And then eventually they get big, and I'm like, I guess I'm the idiot. I guess I'm the idiot
You're not.
that like didn't. So maybe Squirrel could. I guess maybe they believed in me that much. Maybe that was like it. Maybe I should have thought of it that way.
I've become a big electronica fan over the years. It's not called electronic anymore. It's called electronic music now.
Right.
But I go to this Area 15. This is in Las Vegas. We go and we rave there.
Oh, you told me about that a little bit before.
Really cool
yeah.
raves at Area 15 in Las Vegas. I've been going to, and I've been to I worked EDC. I worked.
You worked EDC?
Yeah.
As like a stagehand or?
No. Yeah, just like security.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I'm sure
Cool.
Like you probably played real shows, but like I'm saying, I got to go to the events, and it's been I love EDM. Is that what we call it now?
Yeah, I mean to put as an umbrella term, yes.
But you have a specific kind of music.
It is. It's a type of EDM.
What is it called?
It's rhythm and bro step. So bro step's like a derivative of dubstep, but it's not really much like dubstep. The only thing that's the same is that they have the same tempo. Mm-hmm. And like I guess maybe similar sounds, but the whole culture behind dubstep in like UK is very different to like bro step like originated from like when Skrillex adopted his version, I guess, of his interpretation of dubstep. And then rhythm is like a derivative of bro step. You know what I'm saying? Evolution of that. So it's like it's a niche genre.
It's high energy electronic.
Very high energy.
Because there's like I've been to some of these places like clubs in Vegas where it's not very high energy. Like it's very just like deep. People like to just chill, kind of.
Right.
Like,
yes.
Kind of just chill, or like it's just like listen to the music, but like
right. Yeah.
and just nod their head and just barely move, barely pay attention. But like your music you like to do is to like really get people involved in.
Yeah. So there's a lot of moshing where the music I like is that's in the culture. And then like headbanging, like that's the main thing you'll see at those shows, just because like the way the music is, structured. It's like kick, snare, like kick, hi-hat, snare, like doom cha pa cha, and you just see people like doing that in unison. It's really cool. I think it's really cool. I loved it. I like fell in love with it as soon as I saw the culture. And I got into like, because really at the end of the day, like what brought me to that was going to those types of events. And like when I went to those types of events, I was really just going there for the experience, and I ended up falling in love with the music, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Did today we're gonna mix our styles of I'm gonna rap over some of your guitar.
Right. Yes.
What do you like about hip hop, if anything?
Hip hop? I guess the political, influence that, it originated from.
Who's some of your favorite rappers?
I don't listen to much rap at all.
No?
I don't. So really none of them.
Did you ever hear?
But no, I'm joking.
Did you ever hear? I'm a huge rap fan. Did you ever?
No, it's just not. Let me rephrase it. It's not something I grew up on. It's not something that's true to me. It's something that's objectively good music. It's objectively powerful. And
didn't you ever hear like a electronic dance song with like a rapper?
Of course, yeah. There's something called G House, where it's like hip hop sampled into into the house music. One of my like favorite artists from that genre, his name's Dr. Fresh. And he sampled like of his big. What was that?
Is it PHR?
PHR?
Fresh?
Doctor? No. So
actually,
it's FRESCHE. I think it's like his last name. I don't know.
They always have to change the spellings.
Right? I mean, I did. Squirrel. That was me. I changed the name of a squirrel to my name, which was Squirrel, and I would hibernate.
I didn't know you were.
I would hibernate, and I'd come out and play it. That's what would happen. I would hibernate under a tree, and everyone would have to chant my name hard enough, and I'd come out in my squirrel outfit, and I'd start. Well, it'd be squirrel sounds for the first 20 minutes.
I like that gimmick. That's
yeah. Not a gimmick. It's art. So it's so watch your mouth.
Well,
Brandon.
We're getting into it now. We heard some of the music, but now how did you get into playing acoustic guitar?
So yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I've always liked to sing. When I was younger, I was in choir briefly when I was a kid. Really, I guess like my main, I'm not very musically talented. I would say I'm writing, though I do have a passion for. And I just love writing lyrics. I do like singing. And I do have music under my latest music alias, which was Twisted, another misspelled, artist name. TWYSTED. But yeah, I released music there. And what that music was, it was, a combination of lyrics and songs I'd written. And I fused it with, the genre I was previously mentioning, the rhythm and like the bro step. So I fused those two. And it was me experimenting with that. I only released like 2 songs under that alias.
We'll put that in the YouTube link. But where?
Okay, yeah.
Where can you find that?
Spotify, Apple, all platforms. Spotify, Apple Music. Yes, TWYSTED. And then Squalor, same with Squalor Squalor SQUALR. That was the alias, but that's on all platforms as well. There's more music released under that, music or artist project than my most recent one was. But yeah, not to get too far off topic, but most recently I just decided I've been kind of getting more to kind of distancing myself from producing electronic music and just I guess like the best way to categorize the songs I've been writing most recently are like alternative folk songs kind of thing. Just because
very interesting.
Yeah, and I'll play like one for you in a bit, but
did you ever hear the Korn album where they got together with Skrillex? New metal plus Skrillex.
Did Skrillex produce it, or did Skrillex like was he involved in it like artistic?
He's fully on.
Got it. No, I did not. I did not.
The wub. Hey, by the way, what is wub?
Wub?
Yeah.
Wub is you. Wub is me. Wub is everything. Wub is, Wub is bigger than anyone can comprehend. Okay. Yeah, then I'll leave it at that. I stand by my answer. I stand by it. I know. Look, I know there's chills going down your arm. I know.
I like that.
I do that. So just sit with that. Let it happen.
I'm still confused. This is why I can never know what wub is I can't get a straight answer.
And it's.
But your answer's fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll feign intelligence and stick with my answer there.
So that's what you're looking for when you're making the music, is that wub.
Yeah, when I first started. Oh yeah, dude. The first when I started producing music, I'm 27 now, and I started, using Ableton, which is the software that I was using. Right before my 21st birthday was when I started, like a few months before that. And then, my first thing, what got me to do it was like, I want to make a drop that sounds like this,
This is this is back when I used to rave, but like, do you know what plur is?
Of course, peace, lovey. I combined the two words.
You got two so far. Peace, love.
No, well, levity now.
Yeah.
Peace, levity, and then unity. We'll redo the levity.
Yeah.
Please, love, unity, respect you.
Can you tell my audience about how that how that
works?
How you've heard about that, and like, do you feel like the EDM community has that?
Yeah, I mean, one day I was at a rave, and then I got home, and it was branded on my stomach, plur, Plur, and I was like, this is insane, and I started freaking out and trying to, and then I noticed there was, kind of like a band of us, and we tried to speak up, and like no one would listen, because whenever we'd say like, hey, look at this thing on my stomach, it was on my stomach. Whenever people look at it, it'd go away. So basically, I was left with this thing, right, and it was just it consumed my entire life for maybe. It consumes my life now, like it's consumed. This is the first time I'm talking about it.
Did you ever have somebody come up to you at a rave and like take the bracelet from their arm and like slide it on?
Yeah, dude, that was the first time. Yeah, the first time.
Were you one of those guys?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
like all the bracelets and
yeah,
shirtless.
Yeah, no, that was me. Yeah, the first time that happened. Yeah,
a tattoo on your belly.
Yeah, well, branding. Let's be honest. And yeah, dude, I remember that. I remember that when I remember this really attractive like girl, came up like, here, spread the love, blah blah blah, and like gave me. I thought it was the most amazing thing ever. It was like my first like experience like that at a rave, and yeah, of course,
those
dude.
Plur girls.
Of course, dude. Freaking, they don't believe in clothes, man, and like freaking just tape and
I know
hair,
there's guys at these Area 15 concerts like burners, they go out to Burning Man.
Yes.
That's and that's like a way of life too, where like they're all a community and
right. Yeah, it's like Wooks.
What's
like Wooks?
What's Wooks again?
I think Wooks and burners are like they're more the same. I think Wooks are like a watered down version of burners. I could be like, there's probably someone out there who's gonna watch this and be like, that's not the right thing. How dare what I'm saying? Just fucking talk shit on me for like weeks on it. But like my experience, it's like a bunch of people who just like go out to desert festival. Similar, I guess. Yeah, but they like a specific type of like bass music, which is similar to like dubstep, where it's just like heavy freeform bass, electronic music, where it's like they're just there with a bunch of nitrous oxide, just
stuff like
tanks
that.
Are all around them, just the housed with tanks, nitrous oxide tanks, and
boy.
Yeah, and that's them with their long hair and those like. I sound like.
You told me about a desert rave you went to. What was that like?
Yeah, I actually DJ'd at one. It was called was it Social Desert? It was Social Desert? Yeah. It was cool. It was like out in Lancaster. They like sent us like.
How far were you from society? Like from
pretty far.
Really?
It was like 45 minutes from like.
So then I assume it's like free
from like civilization.
They don't have to get permits.
No, that I can't speak. I don't know if they got permits. Probably not.
Okay.
Bro,
Let's say they did.
Well,
go get.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, go out.
Yes, they did.
With your permits.
They did. No, they did get permits.
Yeah.
Now that I remember, but they actually charged tickets, and we would, basically go, and they actually, I think I forgot how. I didn't drive. My friend drove. I drove with my friend who stayed out with me there. It was really fun. We like camped out there.
So there's a lot of tents for people camping and
yeah, they had like 10 areas, and dude, the production was actually really cool. It was really
stages?
cool. The stages, yeah. Oh yeah. They had the production was really awesome. Yeah, but it was awesome, man. It was cool, really cool vibes. You know, I had so much fun there. Yeah,
You said you played it, so did you have a good set?
I did. The first set was really good. The second time I played there, I didn't like my set too much. Mainly because I got to be honest, I don't know what happened, but like the DJ board that I was using, it was like the DJ before me. I remember like forgot who it was. It was like this guy. Doesn't matter, but basically, there's this thing. So when you're DJing, right, you listen to the song coming in, right, and yeah, you're basically listening it, and you match the tempo. Long story short, without getting too far into like technicalities, you know, you listen to the song, and it comes in the way you hear it, right. And for some reason, like he made it so that like and this was his way of DJing. It wasn't like sabotage or anything. It was, you know, the song would speed up at certain points, like as like. When I would hit the cue in, which is when it starts playing in the next track, the audience can't hear it, but you can, you know, and you're mixing it in. Basically, when I'd cue it in, it would speed up like 8 like beats per minute. I remember and I was like, "What's going on?" So I'd have to like fix it as I'm mixing it in. So it like I was so in my head about it, and it was just not the best set, you know, for me. People enjoyed it though. Of course, you know, everyone's their own worst critic, but yeah, I know the first one was really fun for me though. I remember. Yeah, dude, but those were really fun. I love those.
People wonder what DJs actually do back there with the buttons.
Yeah,
and everything. Are you actually mixing and making sure?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
can you walk away and just let it automatically do its thing?
You know, if you're like a big enough name, there are pre-recorded sets, and of course, people hear that and they're like, "Oh no, that's like, you know, cheating." Essentially, like what they're doing is they do it for like 2 different reasons. Well, one reason specifically I can really be accurate about is. Like if they're lining up visuals like specifically to their set, it's going to be pre-recorded, you know, because they want to give the audience that type of experience. But that is not DJing, actually. That's just like, you know, production and performing, I guess, in a way, you know. But as far as DJing, like, yeah, I mean, you can get as complicated as you want with it. You can be as simple as you want with it.
You're actually, you know, the music will actually sound different for different sets because you're affecting.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a number of things. I mean, what I would do, I mean, the most complicated thing I would do, which I didn't do very often, I think I did like once or twice, and it's common for rhythm and like bro step music, that type of stuff, is you'll do doubles where it's like you'll play 2 songs at the same time, and like you'll practice those songs beforehand. I mean, or at least I did, you know. I'm with like my board at home or like whenever at my, you know, I was somewhere else not doing a gig, you know, to see which songs sound good together. And it sounds crazy, bro, you know, because you'll play like some part of one song, the other part of the next song, and then bring in both of them. And what I would do is I would cut out the low end so that one of the song was carrying like this one sub for like 2 songs. It was like a whole, but also like, I mean, the main thing, I mean, it really depends on what genre you're doing too, right? Because like, as far as rhythm, dubstep. Transitions are important with every genre, right? And like, there's various ways you do it. With like, you know, my buddy was he was a house DJ, and with his transitions were like very smooth and a lot more, I guess, drawn out, you know. And you'd see like on the DJ board, you can affect the mid, the treble, the mid, and the lows, right? And like as you're mixing in the other song, you like increase the volume of some, you know, of those as they come in, so it sounds very natural, you know. And it's like a lot of it's just doing it over and over again. But yeah, no, DJing, and I mean, as far
very technical, takes a lot of mental
focus, focus, and but also intuition and feel, and like you got to be relaxed, you know. Like at the end of the day, you got to have fun, you know. You got to have fun. But yeah, as far as I don't think I did too many crazy things, you know, while I was DJing. I did like, you know, I did pride myself in the way I DJed though, you know. I wasn't, you know, naturally good at it though. I will say that. Took like a lot of work, but it's fun to do, so it's easy to practice.
I'm looking forward to checking out those songs. I'm sure they're good.
Yeah, no, dude, I will, yeah, 100%. We can put the link up.
That's mixed with your guitar.
Yes. I will do the twisted music project. Yes, absolutely.
Put that down in the comments. This is me pointing down to the comments.
Absolutely, man.
And now, I would love to hear a song you told us you'd sing.
Of course, yeah.
The guitar.
Yeah.
So let's set it.
Let's do it. Okay, yeah. I'll do it right now.
You can talk about the song a little bit in advance.
Yeah. So this song, it's a little more. It's a sea shanty vibe. Someone told me. Actually, though, it's very minimal. As far as I'll just play it, but essentially the story behind it, is, you know, I tend to be very ungrateful in a lot of times in my life, and I want more constantly. And I tend to lose sight of all the progress I make, by just trying at the end of the day in this life. So thank you, Solomon. And yeah, so this song is just about recognizing progress, not perfection, But yeah, man, I love this song. It's just make sure I'm tuned up here. I've been writing a lot, I guess. This song I wrote this past year, like 6 months ago, I want to say, but I'm very excited to play it for you, and thank you for having me, man.
Of course.
Let's see.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it. Cause I am confused most days. Hope there's a moment when that will change. When people stop looking at me strange. When I finally open up inside. Cause they don't know how to deal with me, and neither do I. Cause I'm no stronger than the effort I give. I just now realize. Cause what if I wanted more? I guess I'll settle for progress and stop keeping score. Cause I refuse to say I lost this. Cause turns out it's just a test of time, filled with simple signs for a complicated man such as I. Cause what if I wanted more? I guess I'll settle for progress. Cause I am behind enemy lines. The battleground is my mind. I take shots to pass the time. So I finally open up inside. Cause they don't ever wanna see the real me, and neither do I. Cause I'm no taller than the orders I give. I just now realize. Cause what if I wanted more? I guess I'll settle for progress and stop keeping score. Cause I refuse to say I lost this. Cause turns out it's just a test of time, filled with simple signs for a complicated man such as I. Cause what if I wanted more? I guess I'll settle for progress. So let's just keep on moving along. Let's just keep on moving along. Let's just keep on moving along. Step by step, let's just keep on moving along.
It is. You know, I've been a pirate song fan my whole life. I didn't really pick up the sea
The sea
shanty. I didn't
shanty?
really pick up
Oh,
the
it's
sea
I don't
shanty.
know. Someone told me that once. I just kind of ran with it. So now whenever I play it, I just picture me, on the brig, on the plank. It's my, it's the song that like you got one arg, you got one thing
I'm
you
a-
can
I'm a
say
big
to
pirate-
save your
I'm-
life, and then I just,
not
I just
joking.
break out the song, and they still push me over.
I'm not joking.
Like midway through,
I
they
love pirate music.
yeah,
My dad's
pirate.
on the tall ships and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Okay.
we go and listen to bands who do sea shanties and
Okay.
but you touched on something very interesting, like the life of an artist and like always feeling behind and that kind of and like progress, like feeling like you probably wrote this out of a place of like feeling that you weren't getting where you wanted to be. Is that what I'm picking up?
Yeah, 100%.
So like
yeah,
every
I was very
artist, all of
discouraged.
us artists have to deal with that. Of like, oh, I want to be here, and if I could just like be self-supporting, or if I could just have my message out there to enough people, I'd be happy. And then like, but we're never quite there until you like really blow up or something,
Yeah.
or until
Yeah.
it takes a long time to actually be a self-supporting artist.
Yeah, no, it does, and I'm just not willing to do that.
I've heard you say that, but you put a lot of energy into making music, creating.
I guess I'm not. It's funny. I took some classes. Thank you. I took some classes, this past community college this past semester, and I to like really, find out if I'm that person.
You wanted to take yourself to the next level and be like, okay, these classes are gonna,
Not. I mean, I didn't have that expectation. I think it was more. Let me see if I'm that type of person.
Mhm.
And I was looking at my professors and then like all the students in there who love to play music. They love to practice. They love to play the guitar. You know what I mean? And I'm just not that guy. I feel like I'm a writer, and at the end of the day, it gives me some solace and definitely gives me a lot. Doing this, and yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to live without this form of expression, but right now I do not. I do not see myself.
But it's got to feel good just to have created some music and be able to play it.
Oh, 100%, man. I mean, and that like that in and of itself, no one can take that away from me.
Mhm.
No matter how successful it becomes, however you define that success, yeah, no one can take that away from me, man.
Would you take a song like this and then add dubstep to it?
Absolutely, dude. I could wubbify any song, man. Yeah, dude.
Is this? Did your songs that you wubify sound similar to this one? Like they were acoustic guitar, or
Yeah, so so majority so one of the songs out of EA is
Yay?
it came from the guitar.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. And then that's on under the Twisted name that I released. And then the other one was not. The other one I came up with. So essentially what will happen, like the most organic way I will create something is I will have lyrics and a vocal melody in my head.
That starts first.
Yes,
I
always.
do that
That's-
too. I write
yeah.
that way first, and
Yes.
then it's been very complicated over the years with different guitar teachers and
How to transpose that into
and they say
a
like
melody or
people
a-
don't write
a
that
beat.
way, but you can.
Well, if you ask a guitarist, they don't write that way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So there are a lot of times where I will compromise my vocal melody that I have in my head,
Yeah,
because I'm not very proficient at guitar
Yeah,
and
just to
only
get
certain
something out.
chords. Yeah, and only
I had to
certain.
do that too.
Yeah. So you get it. Cool thing with producing though is that you can do that way. It'll be much harder. It'll be much harder. In my experience, I can't speak for everyone, but it's possible. It's possible. Is it the most? Will you have the easiest way of making a song through that? No, absolutely not. No, like you will not. Like the easiest way to do it is just to have the instrumental first, and then you use that as the backbone, and then you freestyle or write over that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
They ever do it the opposite way, where you start playing some chords and then try to make a song out of
I
it?
think maybe once or twice. I think once or twice. That did happen once actually. It did happen once.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that's the easy way to go. But I also had a guitar teacher kind of walk me through how to do it the other way, which is, bass notes, like just try to figure it out with the bass notes and
Right.
create the chords from there. But
Yeah.
and then, just there's a lot of different music that can fit under a vocal melody. So
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be
100%.
exact. It doesn't have to be an exact,
Yeah.
but it's interesting.
Yeah.
I went through this process myself, so it's
Yeah.
interesting to talk about it with you.
Yeah. And it's funny because if you're like bro step and rhythm minded like I am, the instrumental will be like, I have an idea that goes, pew, pew, chicka, pow,
Yeah,
wah, wah. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? And then you're
Yeah.
like, okay, so I have this lyric over, and then, and you're there. Basically, my mind is chaos. If I'm I do have song ideas for that when I was, especially making it all the time. Those are much harder to transpose because you're literally picking out of like this atmos of sound that, just so many factors that play into the randomness. Because essentially, I mean, that in and of itself is like part of the art that's creating, is the absurdity.
I know the challenge. Yeah, it's like creating a full movie in your head and just not being able to do anything with it. Like
Yeah.
But or like a whole song in your head and just being like, okay, now how do I materialize this into some real way that people can listen to?
Yes.
Without just me making mouth noises.
Dude, there's this page I follow called Beatbox House. Oh my god, dude, it's this ensemble of beatboxers. They're so good, dude. It's crazy.
I envy that too because they can make any noise with their mouth, so then they could really.
Nah.
I mean, I thought about just doing raps and songs over just beatboxing.
If you're talking about like, I have mad respect for those people too, just because like if you're talking about, and we're just talking about this artistic process, this journey of being an artist and like creating things and like trying to get out there. Think about these people, right? Who are like, I love making sounds with my mouth. Like that's it, Like I love that so much, and I believe in myself so much. Like that, I can't. Like, dude, I have a hard enough time not getting discouraged with the things I've tried in the past, that have been musically oriented to me, which are pretty common, with things I've tried, But with that's, dude, the mad amount of respect.
They have a talent. They can take that anywhere. They probably just...
Can you, though?
They could go out on the street.
A job
you just go out to, do
like the next CEO of Google is
downtown area.
has no credentials, but he can make... Hey, make that sound again. You're like, oh, no, dude, that guy. Like, no, that's not very transferable.
I'm saying go out to any street and people will start handing you money just for if you're good at it.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, okay, fine.
$1 at a time.
That, right. I mean, I guess technically you're right. Is the payout good? I wouldn't say so, I don't think any parents like, oh shit, my kid keeps making noises with his mouth. And, I'm so just hopeful for his future. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't think any.
Here, I got another one.
Maybe they are. Hey, and Beatbox House, if you're listening to this, dude, I respect you guys so much. And like, it's the fact that I'm saying this. And and you know what? This isn't things they haven't thought of already. I'm not. They've gone through all this rejection.
They're my idols.
Yeah, actually though. Yeah.
Another one is Michael Jackson. He used to just make the song with his mouth and then have a producer figure it out for him.
Yes, he did.
That's what you can do when you got enough money.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but also, it's funny. That's like genius, That's genius, and what they call that is like having the whole orchestra. I saw the whole orchestra in your head, and so I was watching this Avicii documentary that I've seen multiple times, but they were Wyclef Jean was talking about Avicii's process, and it was the same thing. He would have every part of the song already in his head, like this symphony, this orchestra in his head, like that, the way he referenced, and Michael Jackson was like that too. It's very. Yeah, I mean that's insane. I'm sure Prince was like that too, and Prince played every other instrument too. I could be wrong, but yeah, dude. I mean, you have the whole orchestra in your head. There's moments I've been like that, but not to that extent. I'm not a prodigy. I'm not some prodigious person. There have been moments where it's like an idea culminates in a certain way where I'm like, oh yeah, and then the guitar's gonna sound like this, and then this is gonna sound like, what I'm saying? But the majority of like my process, and I hate to admit this because this just shows like how not unnaturally talented I was, or not talented I was naturally. I really just, jumbled whatever I was trying to say. Point is, I'm not a prodigy. It has just been me sitting down, just trying things and be like, oh, this happens to work with that and that. It's not like some organic, there's been few songs like that,
This is why there's a book called Talent is Overrated, where it talks about how the people who we consider to be super talented put a lot of hours into it.
Right. And it's harnessing whatever is inside,
Like, I don't know if anybody, they say that like Mozart did it at 7 or something, but I don't know how many people just have it come into their brain and make it happen without a hell of a lot of work,
No, I hear what you're saying, dude. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm just saying, with certain people, they're more, I guess, creatively inclined, and that's what that is, creativity, Because at the end of the day, it's like, what that one, I forgot what person in history said this. It's like an idea is 1% aspiration, 99% perspiration.
Right.
It's like, of course, we all have to make work, to do insane amounts of work to do anything great,
My way I see it is that we can have inspiration as kids, come up with all kinds of characters and music and whatever, but the more you do it over time, the more you continue to put your effort into one area, the better you'll get at it, and the easier it becomes over many years.
Yeah, 100%, man. And I think
I just want to wrap it up in that way.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, man.
But having said that, I've been rapping since I was a teenager. And,
have you?
Oh yeah, you heard me rap.
Oh yeah, I know. I just wanted to
in the car
feign surprise. I wanted to.
Car. You heard me rap, and then, you were Well, no, I was gonna lie and say you were freestyling with me, but that
no, I can drop the. We're far past.
But you were singing
whatever puppet we've been lifting up was
you were singing. No, you had I jumped on one of your.
Put
songs.
On the ground and just.
I jumped on one of your songs, and I'm gonna jump on it right now.
Let's do it.
What's this song called? What should we call this song?
You know what?
You heard my lyrics. You can.
You know what? Let's call it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because that's the first. Because I don't know what to call it, and the first words of the chorus are I don't know.
That's right. And I relate.
That's right.
I relate to that.
Are we doing this right now?
I related to that lyric, and I started to write to it. Yeah, go ahead and
all right.
Let's get it going. Everybody, when you enjoy something, tell the artist, because the artist doesn't always know.
Oh yeah, dude, 100%, man. Yeah. Are we gonna do this?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, let's do it.
Oh, and remember the part where you go, Brandon K. Show.
Oh, I would never forget. I'll forget everything else.
Yes.
I won't forget that.
Okay.
All right. Brandon K. Show, 'cause I don't know where I stand. So can you help me out and let me know who am I in this mess of another man's plan? Yeah, but I digress.
I'm an impatient mental patient in the waiting room pacing. I freaking. I want to do it again. I can cut it. I'm an impatient mental patient in the waiting room pacing. I fucking stressed too much and gave myself rosacea all over my face. Fuck reality, I hate it worse than disassociating and going into the matrix. That's just the state of my current homeostasis. I'm an alien, head full of bad thoughts going crazy. Or life's just a game that stopped making sense, and I'm losing my shit in the hallucinations.
'Cause I don't know where I stand. So can you help me out and let me know who am I in this mess of another man's plan? Yeah, but I digress.
Brain a mess, pain in chest, cranium next. Pay respects to the way I break through this anxiousness. I'm staying blessed, even if I'm atheist. I'm staying blessed. Even if I'm atheist, I'm going full God mode, and I don't need a day of rest. I'm praying just in case. I'm praying just to.
Cause I don't know where I stand. So can you help me out and let me know who am I in this mess of another man's plan? Yeah, but I digress.
Brain a mess, pain in chest, crane your necks, and pay respects to the way I break through this anxiousness. I'm staying blessed, even if I'm atheist. I'm going full God mode, and I don't need a day of rest. That's something I say in jest. Really, I'm praying more just so Brandon K is saying less.
Cause I don't know where I stand. So can you help me out and let me know who am I in this mess of another man's plan? Yeah, but I digress.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. That was fun, man. It was fun.
That was fun.
Fantastic. So what are your inspirations for like rapping?
Eminem.
Eminem?
I
Fantastic.
remember him. He's got a new song out. He's got a new album out.
Oh, I did see. What was that? What was it? It was Houdini.
Houdini.
He's gonna make his career disappear.
He's gonna make his career disappear. The Death of Slim Shady.
The Death of Slim Shady.
Album.
Yeah.
And originally, yeah, like Dr. Dre and Tupac and Jurassic 5 and the Gorillas. I like a lot of,
Dude, the Gorillas are sick.
I like to do them on karaoke.
Okay.
Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
Okay. I don't know who that is.
Deltron.
Okay.
He's the one who does the verses on Gorillas.
Okay.
But and then just a bunch of different stuff. But I've been writing since high school, and I guess it just even then I was just like hard to get past the nerves.
Yeah, that's the biggest dude. There are so many stages in being able to perform. There's the writing process, and do it. It's funny. So I read this book. No, I read part of this book. I'm not going to pretend like I read the whole book.
Yes.
But it's basically a workshop for creativity. It's by Julia Cameron, and essentially, it's called The Artist's Way. And it talks about recovering your creativity or reharnessing your creativity. And basically, her whole stance is like everyone is creative, right? If you're spiritually aligned, that's her argument. You are creative. And one of the things she talked about is that everyone has a sensor in your head, and usually they're from past experiences you had or past beliefs that have been instilled on you. And what it means is like, it's that negative voice in your head saying like, no, that's stupid. When you have an idea, a creative idea, right, and you write it down or you're excited about it, and then your head goes, no, that's dumb, or this, don't do it. That's a sensor she's talking about. And basically like, it's like being honestly, what I got from it is like being an artist is like a child, and the more you can be like a child and not care what other people think, the better off you'll be. But dude, I feel like all those stages or like those, phases in being able to ultimately perform and like be like, no, I do this, to other people.
Yeah, no, that voice can be very crippling, and it's like just no one starts good. No one starts good, and you can't base yourself off of where you start at the beginning about how good you are. It takes a lot of work and effort and practice. And
yeah, man, it does. And then it's like how good you are, and then how good you're able to show people you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that gap is just so many things. So many things are factoring into,
Yeah, well, if you got a studio and you can, record something, you can do a lot of takes.
That's
live is
absolutely, dude. Yeah, live. That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Like live performance. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
As far as we've done shows on the Beatles here. The Beatles, they performed everything live.
Okay,
that's how they like got so proficient. Then they would go record their whole album in a half hour.
Yes,
no mistakes.
Yeah, It was crazy too. The Abbey Road album was actually, I'm probably butchering it, was recorded on like 2 microphones. And now, we have like, look at all the microphones in this room,
Yeah.
it's,
2 microphones.
yeah, freaking theirs was 2 microphones. And, in my recording class I just took last semester, they're talking about that, about
Abbey Road specifically? That's
yes.
crazy.
I could be butchering it, but I believe he told me that it was 2 microphones that there was recorded on.
That's
and
very interesting.
it is. Yeah, it is. But
even like their early albums, they must have like had like 2 microphones and like a 4-track or something. Like they had no
right, and it was all tape. Yeah, it was all tape. It was tape and
8-track if they're lucky.
Yeah, right, and yeah, no, but it's crazy though. They're talking, and it's crazy too. Like, was it Sergeant Pepper's? I don't know. I don't think it was Abbey Road. I think it was Sergeant Pepper's.
They didn't have
Sergeant Pepper's that album.
They didn't have punch-ins. They didn't have
right. Yeah.
tools. Sergeant Pepper's. Some of these albums are more experimental, so it's hard for me to believe that. But we'll get to the bottom of that. Which ones have? But I believe anything with the Beatles. They were very, very talented artists.
Yeah.
I did a whole show here with Ozzy and Greg about the best Beatles songs.
Right. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. We're gonna get together and talk about.
Yeah.
We never finished our list, so this is me telling the audience we're gonna come back and finish that Beatles.
What list did you ask?
The Beatles best bangers list.
Beatles best bangers list.
Every Beatles song and rating it as a banger or a life changer.
Got it. Okay. I remember I did get that album. It was a very good album.
Oh, you're a Beatles fan?
Yeah, I'm a Beatles fan. Yeah.
Yeah. What other? You have multiple albums?
Well, my mom got that album to be specifically, and I remember when she would drive us to school, she would play that album, and she's getting into phases of listening to things that she grew up on. So that was one of the albums, was Revolver.
I love hearing Beatles stories.
Yeah.
And how they've affected the world.
Yeah, insects are fascinating,
Oh yeah, I heard like around the internet, people are like, I can't believe I never noticed that like Beatles with the A is because of it's a beat. It's the beat.
I did not know that. You just blew my mind.
I could blow a lot of people's minds.
You're just a mind blower.
I figured that out early because I love words, but some people don't know that. Did you know that, Solomon?
I did not know that. No.
Oh, see, why would it be Beatles? Beatles is spelled EE. So
yeah, right.
See, this is the internet's going wild for the Beatles spelled with a EA.
Yeah, dude. Solomon, could you tell us, or could you look up possibly which Beatles album was recorded with 2 microphones? It's killing me.
I sort of looked it up, and let's see.
Am I wrong?
I know they used a Neumann. They used a Neumann U47. But let me see. Yeah, you guys keep talking. I'll look it up.
Okay, for sure. It's nagging. I'm probably wrong in so many ways about it, but there's one aspect of what I said that I believe is right. Maybe
love to ask Solomon
stuff.
Solomon's.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that,
Q&A with Solomon. Yeah.
Other than that is, you did a great job. I enjoyed hanging out with you.
Yeah, you too, Brandon, man. This was awesome.
You're gonna keep doing your music thing?
I will, just in a more, I guess, intimate and casual capacity, I guess.
Do you ever go like months where you're just like, I don't feel like doing any music?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
Don't have any of those months. You gotta.
You're right. I feel better after doing it.
Pick up the guitar at least once a week or something.
Right. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, man. And it's at least once a week. I feel like that's a easy thing to do, man. I feel like that's easy. Cause I just feel better. I feel like I feel in tune with something when I'm singing. So
sometimes I feel crazy because I write raps every single day.
Yeah.
But like I only rap like every couple weeks or months or something.
Well, that's fine.
I'm always just practicing and trying to get better and crafting. So I know that like I put in a lot of time to it, but like it's a interesting craft, rapping.
Yeah, man. It is
songwriting because I've written melodies and I'm like, okay, what do I do with this now?
Yeah, rap really impresses me. Rap impresses the hell, especially when people can freestyle, like with the cadence they can do, and that is a talent I don't think that definitely doesn't come naturally to me. I
love watching it, and it's something you work at. Like I did the improv comedy music, it's like freestyle is all just the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Yeah,
but I put a lot of time into it. Still, challenge. I mean, I'm at like a 5, but like it takes even more work than what I put into it.
Yeah, no, dude, freaking improv's hard, dude. It's fun though. It sounds fun. I tried doing stand-up comedy once.
Tell us about it.
I bombed. It was terrible. It was a very scarring experience. It was a long walk home. I remember I went
where was it?
It was at the Hollywood Comedy. It's off Melrose.
That's an actual comedy club?
So it is a club where it's not, well, it's like a room, a room on Melrose Boulevard, just a shady room. There's no audience, just me. No, but there's other comedians and they go there and it's basically you with other comedians and they go to work. And it's not exclusively other comedians, but that's, the demographic that goes there. And they basically go to work on their material. So it's like you're performing at most for like 10 people, on a low end like 4. But I remember I went up and none of the jokes landed.
I'm worried that comedians are the worst audience to perform for.
Yeah, I didn't think about that at the time, and they all just roasted me after and used me as material. Like, I remember the MC came up and they're just like, yeah, no, they're like, that was bad. Like, oh, then they just like kept roasting me, and my pride would not let me leave. I was like, just stood there and took it. Like, they were all just.
Some of them have like a perverse streak where they like to hate.
Oh, absolutely. But also, I feel like because maybe they were, they're like, thank God that's not me anymore.
They're looking for material. They got a lot of reasons to just.
Of course. And it's not personal. It's not personal. But I took it personally at that time. Very personal. Oh, dude. I came back, but not to do it again. My roommate, he went back a couple of times to do it. And he's funny. And he actually kept at it. I went to a few open mics with him, but I could not after. I was too discouraged after that. Yeah.
Yeah. Seinfeld says like it's. Just something he says is like it's the easiest like setup because you don't have to do anything. You just walk up to a mic and talk. So like you can do all the practice. It could take hours and years to get your craft right, but like as far as what you have to carry around, it's like the simplest job you can do.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to, you just have to show up and know your words.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's hard.
That is hard.
That is hard.
Imagine, getting good at it. And
yeah, I mean, that's just not in my cards. But I'm very happy, very humbling experience. Insanely humbling experience.
Also, always impressed by like how quick they are on their feet, like when they're doing the crowd work and everything.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh my God. Yeah. No.
It's a lot of.
Yeah.
That's a whole other skill unto itself.
That would. Oh yeah, that I admire a lot. That would be a really cool skill to have. Andrew Schultz is really good at it. Mark Norman's really good at it. Everyone's really good. All good comedians are good at it. You have to be good at it at this point. I feel like all the good comedians or the big comedians. Good, it's subjective, are, doing crowd work or good at crowd work.
Well, with that, we're going to wrap the Brandon K show up.
Wait, before you wrap, I do have an answer for you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Great way to end.
So, Francisco, I think you might be mixing it up with it. Basically, what I found is that the Beatles used only 2 microphones when they did all their live performances because, 2 of the guys would share a mic, and it's because they wanted to get a certain kind of sound out of that. And so they only used 2 mics whenever they did stuff on stage. So that's really the biggest reference to why did they only use 2 mics. It was just their on stage stuff. I don't know if they recorded the whole song with 2 mics. Well, I guess technically they did if they only used 2 mics on stage.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you for explaining that.
You being wrong, it's probably your teacher being wrong.
No, he probably didn't say that, and I failed the final. And that was me seeing if I passed the class. So that's a great way to end. Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Would you like to again, we'll talk about Twisted and then talk about
yes, I do have things out. That's I do.
Tell us about them.
About Twisted?
Tell us how. Plug what you want to plug.
Oh, right. If you guys want, you guys can go out, listen to a song I've released out. It's called Out of Yay. It's under the Twisted artist name that I have. It's TWYSTED. TWYSTED. Out of Yay. That's the most recent song I have out, and I would love for you guys to hear it.
And we don't even have time to ask you what the hell that means, Out of Yay.
Twisted or Out of Yay?
Out of Yay.
It's like a play on words. We don't have time.
Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody. This is a real show. We'll see you next time.
Real show.